He's having this conversation with someone he believes to be a, and then he agrees to meet up, and he has all these medical conditions. No, that's what it says in the stipulation, that you actually agreed to meet up with the minor, and they arrested you.
Welcome to the Court of Justice.
And are you Mr. Lott?
Yes.
All right. You entered a plea of guilty on July 18th.
Yes.
According to your plea bargain, and you entered a plea of guilty to counts 1 and counts 3. According to your plea, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 8 years in the prison. There's a $4,000 fine. The state opposes your application, and there's to be Chapter 62 compliance. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections?
Judge, there's no objection to the PSI, but I think Mr. Lott, I know the court's familiar with his medical background. He's had a couple of seizures in the courtroom, so he gets nervous. He's asked me to communicate to the court that he would like to retract his statement to his PSI officer, where when asking about the instant offense, he made an excuse for his behavior. He accepts responsibility for his behavior. I know that because prior to the PSI, he and I have had that discussion. I think he gets nervous in settings, and I think the answer he gave is a reaction towards self-preservation with his family and his friends, and he's just very ashamed of his behavior. So I think the best we can say today, Judge, is regretfully, we don't want you to think he's making excuses, because that's certainly the way it reads. He's here today to take full responsibility. His sister and his wife were present to testify on his behalf. He's just struggled with the shame and humiliation this has brought to his family.
All right. Any witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor. The first witness I have is Cecilia Jenkins Lott, his wife.
All right. Could you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? You can lower your hand. State your name for the record.
My name is Cecilia Jenkins Lott.
All right. And if you may proceed.
Yeah, proceed. Ms. Lott, good morning. Thank you for coming down. You understand we're here today for the sentencing of Frankie Lott. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Would you explain your relationship to the judge of Frankie Lott?
I'm his wife. We've been married for 4 years.
And can you tell the judge how long you've known Mr. Lott prior to being married? How long you dated him?
We dated for 10 years prior to our marriage.
Did you grow up here in Bexar County?
No, I'm originally from Detroit. I've lived in San Antonio since 1984.
And can you tell the judge what your work background is, Cecilia?
I've been in the legal system working with attorneys since I was at age 18. I worked in litigation for over 30 years, and I've been in real estate for over 10 years.
And you're currently working in a law firm, is that correct?
Yes, I work at a real estate law firm.
Ms. Lott, can you give the judge some background? I know it's very long, but just kind of an overview of Frankie's medical conditions as he stands here today.
He was diagnosed with MS about 3 months after we got married in 2021. He's since subsequently been diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. He used to get shocks in his back and his neck because his lumbar and his cervical disc are degenerative.
And is he currently under medical care and medication?
He hasn't seen his general physician in a year and a half since he lost his insurance. He sees a psychiatrist every week, sometimes twice a week, because they'll see an intern and a doctor. He is currently on medication. The psychiatrist just added a third, an antipsychotic. He's on depression medicine. He has patches for the pains in his back.
And prior to his arrest, Cecilia, can you tell the judge about his work background?
He actually worked for the Criminal Justice Center. He worked there for a few years, leading up till January of 2024.
And you are certainly familiar with the charge that he's pled guilty to 2 counts to this court, is that correct?
That's correct.
And you're not here today to make any excuses about that?
Oh, no. I think he did something stupid.
And has he indicated that to you?
Yes. And he's apologized profusely. And he just thinks he did something stupid.
You are aware that, I guess prior to this arrest, he really has no criminal history to speak of.
No.
He's been on bond for an extended period of time, is that correct?
Yes, since January of 2024.
Has he been on home arrest, is that?
Yes, that is true.
And has he abided by all the conditions of his plea?
Oh, yes, I am the warden.
So you know that one of the decisions that we have agreed to leave up to the judge is whether she would give Frankie time in prison or a shot at community supervision. Do you think he's a good candidate for probation?
Oh, yes,
And can you tell the judge in your own words why he's a good candidate for probation?
because he repents for what he did, and he has health issues that would make it impossible. He has health issues. He has repented. I believe that he would be okay at home. I've changed the phones. He's not allowed to have text messages or anything on his phone. I'm there. I monitor. I control the phone. I turn it off at night at bedtime. And he's homebound. He only leaves to go to his doctor's visits or to pick up prescriptions. And he's not allowed to do anything but be at home.
And obviously, I think your statements include that you would be supportive of him if he were placed on community supervision.
Oh, yes.
Is there anything else that you would like to tell the judge, Cecilia, that you would like her to take into consideration in making a decision about whether to give him probation or prison time?
He's actually a good guy. He was brought up to protect everyone. He's the oldest, so he looks after his brother and sister. He adopted my adult daughter, who thinks he runs the world. He's a good guy. He just doesn't always think things through, and he sometimes does things that are stupid.
All right, well, that's succinctly put. Thank you very much, and Your Honor, I'll pass the witness.
Thank you.
Ms.
Just a few questions for you. Good morning. I just have a few questions for you, okay? You said that he was working in the criminal justice system up until January 2024, correct?
Yes.
And in January of 2024 is right when he committed this criminal offense?
Right, and that's why he lost his job.
And I know I'm grateful for it, and you say, you control his phone and you control everything he does, but can you tell me in this report what he's done himself to take accountability for his actions? Because I appreciate it, but he is a grown adult as well, right? So he should be able to control his urges and his actions. So what have you seen him since leading to this case do in that regard?
What do you mean, like
I'll just make sure she can hear you.
outside of the home?
Or just,
Well, he's very apologetic. He can't do anything or go anywhere. So, I mean, he knows that, and he feels bad for what he did and how it's affecting her family.
okay, no further questions for this witness, Your Honor.
May she be excused, Your Honor?
Yes. Thank you so much for coming to talk to me about him. Hi. Would you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand. Do you need to take a breath? Okay. Just let me know when you're ready to proceed, okay?
Proceed, Rob.
Yes.
Dolores, if you would, ma'am, just take your time and speak into the microphone. State your full name for the record.
Dolores Brown.
Just a little louder.
Dolores Brown.
Can you tell us how you're related to Frankie Law?
He's my brother.
And would you describe your relationship with him?
Yes, we've always been close. Growing up, we've had, fights. My mom always told us to make sure we take care of one another because we're all we have. And just love him so much. I have handled this situation that has occurred. It's very hard and difficult on a family, including my dad, who just lost my mother right before the incident happened. And that's why it's just difficult for me to stand this. My dad is deteriorating, and then they look like it does go to prison. He's I know he's not gonna make it. He takes too many medications. He's working.
You've done good. Let me just ask you a couple of questions. Just go with it. Okay, and just speak loud enough. Microphone here. You've certainly come to court every time we've been to court. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
You understand exactly why we're in front of Judge Ford this morning.
Yes, sir.
She's got to make a determination whether to give Frankie prison time. There's a range in that we've limited, and there's certainly an application for supervision. And where that was, I'd like to ask you if you could just, you've known obviously your brother and sister, but could you tell us, the judge, some of the good qualities of Frankie that would make him a good candidate for probation?
Well, he's always protecting me, and he was with me. A lot of times he was better to me than my siblings. And all I can tell you, Your Honor, he regrets everything that he's done. Put shame on the family. Bringing shame to my dad, especially after just losing my mother.
Let me ask you, if he's granted probation, does he have the continued support of your family?
Yes, absolutely, Your Honor.
And you in Frankie's life every day?
And ever since this incident has been, Your Honor, and with his medical condition, I've been checking on him more, been making more contact, just trying to ease his mind, to let him know that, we all make mistakes, and, and we all make mistakes, and you have to own up to your responsibility, and he does show the remorse for what he's done, and the shame that he brought his wife,
And if he is granted probation, will you remain in his life in a supportive capacity?
Your Honor, if you were to
Go ahead.
if you were to grant him probation, I stand here as a woman, and I can't guarantee that nothing like this will happen again. And if you can attach me to any type of documentation, because I'm going to pressure the court, and I can guarantee that this will never happen again, or anything else going forward. Thank you.
Go ahead.
And I'm seeing you, and I'm scared of you myself, and what you
All right, so this is what I want you to know, and all the witnesses to testify. Because people always are concerned, did I say the right thing? Did I say too much? Did I not say enough? But I want to let you know that you're giving me insight into your brother. I want you to know that there's nothing that any witnesses that have come before me that have said anything that has hurt him. All right.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Do you have any questions? No question. All right. Thank you.
Judge, lastly,
State, are you still, you've heard testimony. Does your plea bargain still remain the same?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Yes, I'll hear you.
Judge, I think we've been to court numerous times, and I think the court can remember some of the health struggles that Mr. Lott has had, and I think the probation office did a good job of documenting his medical history from.
And just here's my question with regards to the medical history. Is this something that's brand new, or were these medical issues, a part of these medical issues, a part of when this incident occurred?
I think his MS symptoms started in COVID, although he was able to work through it, but I think his work was limited. Certainly his arthritis and back issues have outdate the origin of this case.
So he's had these conditions prior to the commission of this offense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, you may proceed.
And so, Judge, I think the court's aware of it. Obviously, we've put a date on it now. I can't tell you how long before the commission of the offense, but certainly the toll that it's taken on him has been significant. But, you know, he stands here today, Judge, as a 57-year-old man. I think there was one hiccup that I was reminded of reading in the PSI today, some selling alcohol to.
In this courtroom hearing, a man who had pleaded guilty to serious charges involving inappropriate online communication and an attempted meeting faced sentencing, while his defense emphasized his medical issues, including multiple sclerosis and mental health struggles, along with his remorse and family support. His wife and sister testified that he had complied with strict home monitoring, expressed deep regret, and was not making excuses, urging the court to consider probation instead of prison. But the judge questioned whether his health conditions existed before the offense and weighed the seriousness of his actions against his current circumstances before deciding on the appropriate punishment within the agreed limits.